Hey, baby, I've been thinking. I'm gonna quit my job. We'll sell all of our stuff, travel around the country in an RV.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we'll be over and out then.
Yep.
Hello.
Hi, buddy.
It's time for another installment of Over and Out. The dogs don't like it. They're inside barking. All right. That's gonna bonk you on the head. Okay. All right. So let's Let's start from where we left off.
Yeah.
So we went from Frisco Woods to Charlotte.
North Carolina.
We thought we were gonna stay at our daughter's house, but
The driveway was too small.
just everything
And
was
getting
too.
to it was too small.
Yeah,
it would have been
and it
a
was
headache.
mushy and
And it was at a time she doesn't need any more headaches. They're getting ready to get married.
yes.
So we stayed at a place called Glenwood Acres RV Park.
Which I found at the last minute on the way there. We were
Yeah.
literally like an hour and a half from
Yeah.
the campground, and they had a spot.
It
so.
was it's located right near the Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, just outside of Charlotte. When we first pulled in there, I was a little scared because it looked like this was like the end of the road for a lot of people that lived there.
Yeah,
They were stacked on top of each other, no space or anything.
and it was
But,
tight.
You know, we were kind of didn't have much of a choice, so it was tight getting in. We had to do some maneuvering, but once
Like
we
going
got
to going, it was tight getting into the office.
toward the office,
part.
yeah. Once
It
we got
wasn't
in
tight,
there,
yeah.
they gave us a really nice spot. It was a pull through on the outskirts, and it looked a little more like a normal park. It was nice trees. It was wooded. It was quiet. They were pretty strict on the rules. They said quiet time starts when you pull in.
So if you pull in at
Yeah.
1 in the afternoon,
You
it's quiet.
you couldn't put anything in the ground. You couldn't like nail down canopies or anything like that.
No rugs, anything.
Yeah, nothing. It was cash only, but it was $30 a day.
For a full
So,
hookup and a
full
pull
hookup,
through.
yeah.
So, yeah. So if you're ever in a pinch and you need somewhere quick to stay in Charlotte, we didn't spend a lot of time there. We actually stayed overnight at our daughter's house one night, but we spent a majority of the day and most of the evening at their place. So, because we had the dogs with us, so all the dogs got to hang out.
Yeah.
Luna got to boss everybody,
And we were there for Jen to go with her and a couple of her friends to pick out the wedding dress.
yes, and we got one. So I'm excited.
And while they did that, Nick and I drank and did manly chores around the house. I changed the gas filter on the truck, the fuel filter on the truck,
And they painted.
we painted the island and put in a new light in the ceiling, and we shot a bow and arrow just to make it a little more manly.
Yeah.
Um,
Had to man up.
Pretty much it for Charlotte. From there, we went to Holden Beach. We stayed in a place called Holden Beach RV Campground. It's located in Supply. It was a nice park. It was an older park, well wooded. The lot was nice. It was a back end lot, but it was pretty. Pulling in,
I mean, not fancy, just pretty.
yeah. Pulling into the place, the road had been obviously paved 16 times.
And this is a
And
state
it was,
road.
yeah. So we pulled, as we were pulling in, twisted the rig, the angle we were going in, and the front of the overhang on the fifth wheel hit the side of the bed and crushed a piece of the fiberglass body.
I thought we bottomed out, which I was totally expecting, and we've bottomed out before. So I just looked for parts laying on the road, which we've bottomed out and found parts laying on the road, but that is not what happened.
There was a right on the corner,
Crunched it.
right on the corner where the the bottom of the overhang meets the side, and it crushed it pretty good. Section about 6 inches long.
Yeah.
And so I bought some fiberglass resin and a whole kit, sanded it down, patched it, and then instead of trying to match the paint, I made a small area over the repair and put bed liner on it.
Did you take a picture of before?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll take a picture of after.
Yeah, I'll put a picture of the reply or on the repair. So, yeah. Other than that, it was a nice park. The people were very friendly, very helpful, getting us
Oh my
parked and
God! Yeah, backing into our spot was crazy, and so he had to pull up a light out of the ground, and we totally ran over everything. But it was like a non-destructive back in, but we made it.
We just ran over some grass.
Yeah, and we would have run over the light, but it
wasn't a light. It was just the post that marks the number.
A post, yeah. But it had a lamp on it. But I think it was a solar-powered lamp,
yeah.
so not a big deal.
So no wiring was damaged in the filming of that episode.
And when we got there, a little boy came over and handed us a paper. There's a dog walking service there.
Yes.
And they're supervised by adults and whatever, but we didn't take advantage of it because we took our dogs with us and went to Jim and Peggy's house every day. And we actually spent the night at Jim and Peggy's house.
A couple times.
So it was great. It was a great visit, and it was nice to have the dogs with us. We didn't spend a lot of time in the park, but the time we did, we met the guy from
Mike. I can't remember Mike's last name, but he drives a big orange older Mercedes. It looked like some kind of a war machine.
Oh, it was pretty huge. Cool.
And he pulled a custom built trailer that looked just like it, and the tires on it were huge. They had to be 50-inch tires.
Well, he drives in creeks.
You can drive it through creeks.
All
yeah,
over.
you can drive it through
snow
water.
And yeah.
But it's bright orange, and it's the name on the side is Drive the Globe, and you can look him up on drivetheglobe.com
or YouTube.
And there's videos that he made explaining what he's doing. He's got bicycles mounted. He's got pretty crazy water system and power systems all rigged up. He did most of it himself. Very professional looking, very nice looking.
We watched his video, then we went over and creeped on him and asked him 1,000 questions.
And it's pretty neat. He had started in northern North Carolina, and that's as far as he had gotten.
Well, I think he started somewhere earlier, but it was kind of COVID set him back.
COVID had set him back a little bit.
Yeah, so as everybody else.
So we were back in Oak Island pretty much, and we visited friends, and we went to doctors.
Went to San Felipe. The first night I needed my Mexican restaurant fix, and San Felipe pretty much does it for me. So.
We had doctor's visits.
Yeah, doctor, dentist, vet.
And I had to take the dogs to the vet.
Yeah, so everybody's done. We are done. Yeah. So.
Got our teeth cleaned.
Yes.
From there, we stayed in a rest area.
Hi, Jim and Peggy.
Shout out. We stayed in a rest area right on the Georgia-Florida line, on the Georgia side, obviously, because it's illegal to camp in Florida rest areas. Didn't know that.
You can't stay overnight.
Can't stay overnight.
At a rest area in Florida. Anywhere.
Yeah. But in Georgia, some of them you can, and we did. And we got there just before dark. We pulled all the way to the far end. It was wide open. There was already somebody set up there, so we just kind of pulled in next to them with a space in between us.
And it was early. No, it was like maybe 5 or 6, something like that. It wasn't quite dark, but it was
just before dark.
Yeah.
It was a very nice rest area. It was big. It was well maintained.
There were only like a dozen people in this huge. I mean, there must be 80 plus slots
There's a lot.
there.
It was
A
big.
lot.
But we set up and everything, and pretty soon that place filled like at the drop of a hat. There were 2 other campers pulled in, so we had a little mini campground.
Yeah, we did. We
at
had a
the
little
far end.
campground at our section of the area, but
Yeah. So if you're gonna do
Almost every
do
spot.
that, especially in that area, try to get there before dark because it fills up quick once it gets
quick.
dark.
Like, I don't think there was a single open spot, so it was busy, but not noisy. I mean, we
It
didn't.
wasn't bad. I mean,
No, we ran our generator.
generators and the reefer trucks had their coolers running.
Yeah.
You can hear
I don't
that.
even think we ran our generator overnight, did we?
Not overnight, but
No,
we ran it
because
for
we
a
opened
while.
the windows, so it wasn't too bad.
So, like I said, that was a nice facility. It was a decent stay. Our next stop was the Sunshine Holiday Daytona. It's an Encore park in Ormond Beach, Florida.
All right, let me do my story first. So we pull in, and we're literally there for 30 seconds. Deluge of rain. It poured. Well, our rain boots and raincoats were in the rig, so that meant we had to get out of the truck to get our stuff and whatever. So we decided not to. Chuck went in, got everything situated. Well, he comes out. Okay, we have our spot. I booked and prepaid for full hookup, which means water, electric, sewage. He's like, yeah, no, we don't have septic. We had no septic hookup at all. And I was like, all right, well, I already hate this place. So we drove around, and when you pull in, there's this park, and then you drive through an area, and then there's this park. And the drive through that area, there's the creepy bench with the camera across from it, which is weird. But anyways, we found our spot, and it was by this building that they say hardly ever gets used. However, it was used every single day and night. We were there, which was weird because we're literally backed in, and then
About
here's
6 feet from the building.
Yeah, here's this community building, and there were slots all around it. But so anyways, it's pouring down rain, and I get out to try to get us maneuvered or whatever. I'm already like migraine-ish, so like my migraine was just starting to say, hey, I'm gonna kick your ass today. And then I hop in the truck for a minute, and I feel all this stuff on my legs, and I look down, fire ants.
I'm starting to swell up! Save yourself! Don't be the hero!
All over my shoes, all up in my legs, all up my pants, all the way up to here. So I got lit up, and that sucked. So that was how we started our week.
And she had to round it out.
Oh shoot!
She had an allergic reaction to
deodorant.
some deodorant, and oh man, what
My
a mess!
armpits were on fire. They were worse. They were worse, or as not if bad as the fire ant. I mean, when I did this, Chuck's like, "Let me take your picture," which he better not post because my armpits were just crazy. So
It looked like a topographical map of Africa
oh my god. I did Benadryl,
with the mountains and everything.
spray, cream, popped a couple pills, drank like 8 glasses of wine, and went to bed. It was horrible.
Yeah, she was a mess.
I was a hot mess. It was
But-
bad.
In lieu of the sewage, they did send around a honey wagon, and they hooked up and they pumped out the tanks on Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah, but they do make a mess.
Yeah, they
so
did make a mess.
try not
Kinda
to
nasty.
go back in that area.
Didn't make you want to walk around much in that grass over there.
Yeah, no.
But-
Because they're just like very careless.
Other than that, the park was kind of neat looking. It was crowded. I mean, they had, like I said, there's the spots we were in, and there was ones all the way around the community center, right up against the building.
Yeah, and this was an Encore park, so we had to pay for this, and that park was nothing to write home about, but we were just so disappointed with the entire
But
thing.
we
so.
visited with Pags and Missy, and Shout out. And,
Hi, Adrian and Missy.
but so that was, I mean,
yeah, and we had
Yeah, and
Thanksgiving. We went
Yeah.
to Thanksgiving with Adrian and Missy, and then Mike's parents.
yeah,
So,
that was a good time.
yeah, I'm not going to say the names. I don't know if they want us
Yeah.
to or not. So. But either way.
Yeah, but we and we got our registration taken care of on the truck finally,
But forgot the motorcycle.
and we got but when
so we got to
got
go back.
yeah, when we got down here, we're in southern Florida now, even farther south. We got our light driver's licenses, so we are
did.
officially Floridians
Yes.
on paper.
Woo woo.
So
But while we were at Sunshine, we did all that, visited with our friends, had them over for dinner several times because we just wanted them here. And then we went to Iron Horse.
yeah,
So he always went to Daytona when we were dating, and he talked about Iron Horse, and I never knew what he was talking about. So we did do a little walkthrough there and had a couple drinks.
it's pretty cool.
and-
I got to see the burnout pit when it wasn't full of smoke and
Yeah.
stink.
I have a picture of it.
Yeah, it was a place. It's kind of weird walking around there because it's pretty much desolate.
Yeah, like we went places that he said they never could get to during
Yeah.
bike week.
Because
Because
people
it
are
was
you're
just-
just shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah,
so
it's
packed.
too busy. So
But yeah, it was neat walking through there empty. We had a couple drinks there, and then we went down Main Street.
And
To
then we
show her
went-
where the bikes roll, and we went to the lighthouse with Pags and Missy, and
Which was cool.
had a couple pictures and
had my margarita on the beach,
yeah, we
which
went to
I've
the
been
beach and had a
dying
margarita.
to do.
Check that off the list.
Check, check.
So after we left there, we went to a Harvest Host on the way to the Keys
Yeah.
in Boynton Beach, Florida. It was Bedner Farms, and it was a big place. It was a big market, and it was
Easy to
pretty
get
easy to
to,
get
yeah.
into, and we had a nice level parking area, but
But
There-
no, well, getting in, they have the cement things that are held into place with rebar. Well, a few
Parking
people,
curbs.
yeah, so a few people had cracked those. So then you had just rebar sticking up out of there, and for us to get in and turn around to get out,
we had to drive
which,
over.
yeah, which I wanted to do just to make it easier to leave. There were parts of rebar sticking up that were stuck into the parking lot. So if we'd have driven over that, I felt it would have popped our
Yeah, probably would
tires.
have damaged tires.
So,
So I beat them with a sledgehammer, and they came out.
yeah, and I moved a couple pieces.
But then we put everything back.
Yeah, we did. We put the moat for the most part. Yeah. So we've kind of made
So-
a parking area.
It was a decent spot, great for overnight. We went to the store and bought some stuff.
And it was very reasonable. Like everything was super reasonable. Like when you go to the grocery store, that's what you paid. So.
But during the night, we heard a weird noise sweeping from
Oh, it's like 2:00 in the morning.
from one side or from one end to the other.
I thought it was raining.
We thought it was raining, but it only sounded like it was hitting one side. Well, it was. They had some kind of irrigation kick on, and I don't know what kind of sludge they pumped through their irrigation, but it got
The
all
ditch.
over the side of our rig, and we had just washed our rig,
$85 at
Yeah.
a truck wash.
and
so.
it was covered with goo from their irrigation
Yeah,
system.
we had nasty irrigation ditch water
So when we got down
all
here,
over our rig.
we had to kind of do a quick wash and get that
Yeah.
junk off the side of our rig.
Well, we hosed it off and then wiped it, so everything was pretty.
Yeah.
So.
So now we are in the Keys, and we'll have some. Yeah, we're right on the water again.
But it's been windy, so
Yeah.
we didn't put our back porch down. We haven't had our back porch up for days. It wasn't so windy the last couple days, but we've been busy anyways. And
So we'll cover all that in the next video. But
yeah,
this kind of fills in the gap from between Frisco and where we are now.
yeah.
Anything else?
I don't think so. I don't know. Did we do anything else? Not really.
Just riding around on a motorcycle
Yeah.
every chance we get, checking stuff out.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And Sam Nasson.
What's up, buddy? Oh, by the
Anyways,
way, when I call you, I expect you to answer your phone.
Yeah.
I had a
We
question
give you
for
shout outs.
Yeah.
Don't ignore us.
Yeah.
Sam, Nasson.
Here's a shout out to all the kids, too.
And we could use a few pounds of ground deer if you're feeling festive. Anyways.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
All right. See you, everybody.
Okay, over and out.
Oops.